I wish I had more than that. It's my cool intro. Hey, kids. It is Fitzer Radio, Uncle Chad, again. It's been a few weeks. A lot going on here with, I guess, election stuff since the election. Not so much that, more people getting ready for the holidays and whatnot. I've had this entire week off, and I had every intention of doing more Fitzer Radio, but I was busy and I was fairly productive, and I was taking care of things, and we did the whole turkey deal and the whole 9 yards. So, this specifically is just going to be me, and I'm going to read a book. And this is called One Winter's Day. And it's actually a Ophelia book. Get it, Ophelia? It's actually a book that I think if I were reading to anybody, it would probably be Ophelia, because I think she would like to touch that part. It's kind of felt, and it's throughout the book, and it's called a touch and feel book. See, a touch and feel book. So sometimes we learn things a little bit differently when we like touch them, or we use different senses, and we actually like see something for you know, even though we've maybe heard it over and over again. When you finally see it happen, or you can touch it or smell something, it makes a difference. It helps to solidify a lesson, or maybe just help you remember this book. So, but this one's really just for all the kids out there. Lily, you're on the list as well. I'm watching you, young lady. And we've got Taro and Ajiro out there now, but he's just a little wee peanut. He's probably still sleeping a lot and drinking a lot of milk. But nonetheless, it's time to get back on the horse here. Had enough of a break. Corey's exhausted. He's been doing overtime here this last week. A lot of emotional issues for Corey. He's getting some rest. Nebraska got beat by Iowa again for the 6th straight year. That took a lot out of him. There's a lot of family stuff going on. He needs a rest. So he will be back, but for the time being, I'm going to get into just reading individual books again. We're not out of the woods on COVID yet. We can see the edge. I think we can see it from afar. We got a vaccine. We have vaccines out there that are coming, and people are starting to think about what life might be like after post-COVID. So hopefully that means traveling and seeing family and all that good stuff, and meeting new people and new friends. So here I go. I'm going to read this now. It's called One Winter's Day. Ooh, look at that. It's kind of like up in the mountains, right? Where you guys are from, you know where the mountains are. It's where you lived in Colorado, girls. One winter's day. Looks like the wind is blowing. If I was there, I'd think the wind was blowing. Maybe a little bit of a blizzard. Whoosh! Look at that. Little Hedgehog was making his bed for the winter when a sudden gust of wind blew him off his feet. It took hold of his cozy nest and tossed it high into the air. Whew, that doesn't sound fun. Say. Little Hedgehog trembled as the wind whistled around him, and he wondered what to do. He caught hold of his scarf, hat, and mittens before they blew away, and tried to find shelter under the tree roots. But wherever he went, the wind blew there as well. I'll have to stay with Badger until this storm has gone, he said at last, pulling his woolly hat firmly over his prickles. Then he snuggled into his cozy scarf, put on his mittens, and with a deep breath, he set off, going for a walk into the blizzard. The wind was, this is not really blizzard. That's a little more ominous. Maybe that's not it. Let's see here. Ooh, spooky. Maybe some, no, not that. Okay, I guess we'll just go back to where we were. Okay. The wind was even stronger in the meadow. Leaves swirled here and there, and snowflakes filled the air. Little Hedgehog hadn't gone far when he bumped into a family of field mice shivering in the long grass. Oh no, it's all right. It's okay. We got you. We got you. All is well. All is well. All is well. Shh. Shh. I turn on these lights with a little like swirling around a little bit, you know, just give us a little bit of an extra effect, right? Okay. I've never known such a storm, squeaked Mother Mouse. The wind has blown our nest far away, and my poor babies are so cold. My home has been blown away as well, said Little Hedgehog. I'm on my way to stay with Badger, but I have just the thing to warm you up. And he took off his woolly hat and gave it to the mice. Now that's nice. That's really, really nice. Oh, I can feel his hat. Oh, lovely, lovely, they squeaked, snuggling down out of the wind. Thank you, Little Hedgehog. Whoosh. Good thing he was around. Good thing he was around, Little Hedgehog. Oh, what do we got here? A weasel? Is that Elena? No, that is a river otter, maybe. Little Hedgehog tucked his nose inside his scarf and ran along beside the river, the racing river. Otter was on the bank. Otter, huffing and puffing on his paws. Hello, Otter, shouted Little Hedgehog. What are you doing? Here, let's try that one more time. Ready? Hello, Otter. Right? We got to use the mic when we have a chance. Hello, Otter. Otter says, oh, hello, Hedgehog, replied Otter. My fur coat keeps me warm, but my paws are freezing. Sheesh. That's the way to keep some paws warm. Okay. Jeez, look at this. Here, have these, says Little Hedgehog, giving Otter his mittens. They should do the trick. Thank you, Little Hedgehog, said Otter. These are great, but shouldn't you be at home in this cold weather? I have no home anymore, Little Hedgehog replied sadly. The wind has blown it away. And running on, he cried, I'm going to stay with Badger. All right, like that. Getting along in the forest. Oh, come on. Wow. Look at that. Just chugging through the woods, just trying to make it through. Wow. It looks like when I went on snowshoeing up at Loveland Pass that one time and kind of like met the higher power on the way back. Like bit off a little more than I could chew, no water. Get down to the bottom, I hear like, ow! I look up, sun setting, like it's all uphill. I've only got 4 more miles to get back to the parking lot to pick up my kids and her friend. And like, ooh, yeah, boy, you want to talk about making some tracks that day? It was nuts. I was looking around like crazy. Anyway, by the time Little Hedgehog reached the woods, the snow was getting deeper. On and on he struggled, picking his way between the snowdrifts as the wind howled around him. Oh, a mother deer and her fawn were sheltering in the bushes. Oh, Little Hedgehog, why aren't you in your nest in this awful storm? She asked. So Little Hedgehog told Mother Deer about his nest blowing away. But as he spoke, he saw that little fawn was shaking with cold. Here, take this, he said, giving the fawn his scarf. How kind you are, said Mother Deer. Thank you, Little Hedgehog. Oh, that was sure nice. That was sure nice. What? Little Hedgehog pattered on faster and faster. But just as he finally saw Badger's house at the bottom of the hill, he skidded on the icy path. Help, he cried as he went bumping and bouncing through the snow. That doesn't sound like fun. Sounds like that's what you're going to get for that. It's not cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Badger was making tea when he heard a big thud outside. What was that? He cried, dropping his toast. When he opened the door, a prickly snowball rolled in. Gracious me, he said in surprise. It's Little Hedgehog. Badger carried Little Hedgehog to an armchair by the fire and gave him a cup of tea. Little Hedgehog told Badger about his journey through the storm and then cozy and warm, fell fast asleep. That's nice. Badger's like, glad you're here. Little Hedgehog stayed with Badger until the storm had gone. That's a while. Hopefully, it looks like Birds are chirping. That maybe was a couple months. Like, that's a while. Like, hey, thanks for stopping by. Anyway, as they walked to where his house had been, Little Hedgehog was very worried. How can I build a strong new nest if all the leaves and twigs have blown away and there's nothing left? He asked anxiously. I'll help you, said Badger kindly. We're nearly there now. That's cool. Oh! Surprise! Came a cry when they turned the corner. Little Hedgehog gasped with delight. The animals he'd met in the storm had made him the coziest nest he'd ever seen. For the kindest hedgehog in the world, they all cried together. I think I'm... Right? Yeah. Exactly. All right. Okay. I think that's it. That's the forest again, and that's the end of the book. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I think that is a good way to get back on the horse here a little bit, Fitzer Radio. So with that, I will let you go, and we'll be back at it, and we'll read more books in the future. And Corey will be back, too, after a while. All right, everybody, see you.